We open this episode seeing the kids show their photos to the crooked police chief. It turns out Pennywise played a trick on them again because it appears they've captured nothing in the photos. Or perhaps the adults can't see what they see. However, one photo was indeed visible, and it was the one Will took of a figure that resembled Pennywise. It caught the Chief Bauer's attention, but he dismissed the kids and told them to stay out of the police business, or they'll have more than ghouls and goblins to worry about. You know what? I think he's so hell-bent on framing Hank, it really wouldn't have mattered if they brought him hardcore evidence. Hank's survival rate isn't looking good. Lily meets with Mrs. Kirsch, and she encourages her not to go into the sewer. Lily agrees, but something tells me she's going to do what she wants to do. Next, we see Will and Leroy have a cute father and son moment while fishing. Leroy steps away to retrieve something from his vehicle, and suddenly the energy shifts as a fish swims towards Will. He leans over to get a closer look, and the fish quickly morphs into a demonic version of his father, Leroy, and pulls Will under the water and tells him, "You'll burn too." Interesting choice of words. Has Pennywise predicted the burning of the black spot? Hearing his son scream, Leroy rushes over to save him. As Will tries to explain the illusion he just saw, a floating red balloon captures their attention, and they both stare in silence. Next, Dick and his fellow soldiers spruce up an old abandoned barn so they can turn it into a juke joint, so black citizens in Derry can have a safe space to let loose and relax. This is interesting to see, knowing the tragedy that will fall upon this place, since the burning down of the bar was mentioned in the original It film. I wonder if Dick knows what will happen in the near future. Will enters the room and learns his mother, Charlotte, discovered his graveyard photos. She quickly asks him what he's been up to and firmly tells him, "And don't you lie to me, boy." The way the actress delivered that line. Whew. If you was raised by a black mother, I know you and I both felt that potential ass whipping coming. Will explains to Charlotte that he and his friends were trying to help Veronica's father by gathering photographic evidence of the evil entity he and his friends have been seeing. This is when Charlotte learned about Hank's legal troubles. After learning that Hank was accused of unaliving those children in the theater, Charlotte begins to plan her strategy to help Hank. She eventually gets to meet with him and informs him his rights were violated and they have to release him. She proceeds to ask him about his whereabouts the night the children were unalived, and he confesses he was with a married white woman. Oh Lord, Hank, why? That's just asking for trouble. Hank is a fucking idiot. Once again, his chances of survival are looking quite slim to me. Next, we see a soldier inform General Shaw that the Native American tribe has given them orders to stop digging up the land at the site. Sadly, he won't. General Shaw is determined to find Pennywise. Mars tries to embarrass Lily by telling her a boy is interested in her, who's clearly not, but her conscience kicks in and almost confesses to her mischievous plan with the other two bullies. However, before she could utter a word, she gets a sharp pain in her eyes and notices they're bulging out of her sockets. Yikes, Pennywise is at it again. She screams and runs out of the bathroom and into a woodshop classroom to try and solve her eyes. Lily prevents her from harming herself, but the rest of the students enter the classroom and witness Lily on top of Marge with a sharp tool in her hand. Oh damn, she's looking crazy again. Poor Lily can't catch a break. Next, we see Leroy and Charlotte get into an argument about Charlotte getting involved with Hank's legal matters. While this is happening, Will monitors his neighborhood through his telescope. He pans to the left and suddenly sees it. He screams and his parents rush to his room. He informs them someone was staring back at him. Leroy steps outside with a bat in his hand and sees a floating red balloon. I can't believe he can see it. I thought the adults were exempt, but it seems Leroy may be special. In the next scene, Leroy confronts General Shaw about him not being fully honest about what he has them hunting and putting his family in danger. The general simply responds, "You're the one who wanted to live off base." As if the base is a safe space, General Shaw is self-interested and only cares about his personal mission to hunt down Pennywise. He can go to hell. Next, we see Rose's nephew has been arrested and is brought to an interrogation room. Dick walks in and telepathically enters Rose's nephew's mind, and we learn the entire history of it and how the local Native American tribe has been able to contain him for centuries by placing pillars around the forest. I love the vibrancy of the visual effects during the flashback scenes. I thought it was pretty cool seeing how long Pennywise has been terrorizing inhabitants of this land. I wish the Native American tribe would be more forceful in trying to prevent the general from meddling with the evil entity. Thanks to Dick, the General now has the information he needs, so he'll definitely proceed with his plans. The General maps out where they can find one of the pillars, and we see the creepy house from the film. The episode fades to black. I thought this was another solid episode. It seems like the story's moving along, and it was nice to see how powerful Dick is. I just wish his powers weren't being used to further the General's agenda. While he was in Rose's nephew's mind, Dick suddenly had an evil smile on his face once he got the information he needed. It was almost as if another entity entered his body. I wonder if Pennywise can telepathically enter Dick's mind, since they've had their interaction last episode. I wish Charlie good luck with helping Hank, but if you ask me, old boy's a goner. Lastly, our kids seem to have gained a new member, because Marge will definitely join them after her brutal experience. I just hope Lily isn't placed back into the asylum. The writing is pretty decent and the cinematography has remained consistent. The visuals we got while learning the history of Pennywise were superb. Overall, I rate this episode a solid A. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.